Hi, this is yesterday's Moose production, and we're back with Eco for the PlayStation 3. Full disclosure, this is the second time that I've recorded this. I'm using a different recording software. Reason being, the software I was using before was causing extreme audio issues. Even during recording, not even during the editing process. So this is the second time that I'm recording this. I'm using OBS Studio. My PlayStation 3 is outputting at 1080p. I'm recording at 720p. I'm going to try upscaling it to 1080p. You will know if that worked, if 1080p is available as a viewing option. If not, then I had to go with 720p. So with all that out of the way, we're back in this place anyways. So we gotta get Yorda to go on this giant box. I pretty much know the exact point that I'm gonna end the video already because I've gone through this, but I'll just act like this is the first time that I've gone through it anyways. So you are probably meant to go up and over. However, I found that it's faster right now to go this way. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Conveniently, I can also see how long I've been recording with the OBS Studio, because it broadcasts the signal to my TV, and also there's a little window on my computer showing me how long I've been recording. So that's very helpful. So now I'm just going to take the same way back. Climbing on this pipe does seem to be faster than going up and around, but once I move Yorda, I will have to go up and around. So during my last recording, I was ranting about a few things. I'm going to rant about the thing right now. So I'm going to make a video on this, but I've been working with RPG Maker MV for Nintendo Switch, and I have created an updated version of Defenders of Light. However, I might have to abandon that project, and the reason is that RPG Maker MV on Nintendo Switch is completely useless. It crashes even under the best of conditions, copying and pasting things. They'll crash all the time. And I went ahead and created a demo, and I found out that if you save at a certain spot in the demo, that it corrupts the save, and when you try to load the save, it will soft lock the game in a black screen and you can't do anything. So even though I've put down all the items that you can collect and everything like that, I'm worried that if I make everything, that it could be possible that the player might encounter some situation where they save. I'm going to save here, by the way, in save slot 3. That's the one that I was doing before. Anyway, so the player might encounter a situation where they go ahead and save, and for whatever reason, it doesn't work, and it soft locks their game. I thought of a way of getting around this, that by creating certain save conditions. I did this the last time. Oh, good, she walked through the door. So I thought about creating a situation where when you go to save, instead of saving anywhere, that I would have a specific place where you can save at. And I thought that maybe if I, just for the save purposes, transported the player to an area where there's literally nothing there, no events, nothing. The only thing that it does is it allows them to save their game, and then once that's completed, it puts them back in the place that they were before. But there's no way of knowing whether or not that will work under every single circumstance that the player could encounter. So that makes me not want to finish the game. Because if I go through everything, I had some really inventive ideas for how to improve the bosses. And they're working out very well. However, if I go to the trouble of creating all the bosses and all the ending possibilities and everything that is involved in the game, and then the player can't save, well, what's the point? Even under the best situation, I've been able to complete the game in about 4.5 hours, and that's knowing everything. And knowing where all the secrets are, etc. Basically, the player could play anywhere from 4.5 hours to like 6 or 8 hours, or who knows, right? How am I to know under every circumstance that they won't encounter that problem? It's impossible. I can't test literally every possibility because the game is very open-ended. So now I'm like, well, I guess I can't do it. That being said, I might still go back and test my saving idea with the way it's set up now. Also, another thing to mention is that when I uploaded my demo online, and then I'm like, okay, let's see what happens when someone downloads this. Well, for whatever reason, it changed things. It like censored words that weren't even objectionable. It just changed them to like hashtags or whatever. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Why did it make that change? So again, if I create the whole game and I have interesting things, descriptions for the items and funny names for them and whatnot, and if it goes and just changes them to whatever, then what's the point? Anyways, that's enough about that. Right now, if I can get Yorda to the door, I can defeat all of these enemies. Because she has that ability. And that makes it easier. I don't have to fight them all. I will be forced to fight enemies very, very soon, but for at least this room and the next area, I don't have to do that. And I like areas where that happens because it makes things a little bit more straightforward. So again, I have to quickly get to that door over there. For the most part, the enemies don't seem to bother you as long as you go in the most direct path possible. They can't catch up to you. There we go. By the way, quick note about the audio and video. It seems fine now. So maybe I'll just continue using OBS Studio, which is very unfortunate. Because I wanted to record in natively 1080p. I didn't want to have to, like, do all sorts of weird stuff. Look, the gate is open. Now we can get out of here. Alright, enough about editing, enough about RPG Maker MV. Even though I'm probably going to sell it if I can't do anything with it, and I'll get like $5 for it. Let's go! Come back, Yorda. And yes, even the Queen speaks in English. So, you're the one aimlessly leading my Yorda around. Do you know who this girl is? That girl you're with is my one and only beloved daughter. Stop wasting your time with her. She lives in a different world than some boy with horns. Now, know your place and leave here. Are you okay? I have angered her. Yorda, why can't you understand? You cannot survive in the outside world. So I was going to wait till the very end to say my various theories about Shadow of Colossus and Eco's connection, but I figure with all the editing issues I've had, maybe I'll just go ahead and say it now. So I believe that Shadow Colossus is of course a prequel to Eco, which was confirmed, and that at the end of that game, the guy, what's his name, Wander, ends up becoming a baby with horns, and you could say that some point in the future he escapes the Forbidden Lands and ends up having children and whatnot, and the time goes on, and eventually they start putting boys with horns in that sacrifice area, and then Eco comes along and they put him there. So I think that maybe the queen may as well go and save. Maybe the queen is the lady from Shadow of Colossus, which can't remember her name. She does have a name. I'll put it on the screen now. Ah, yes, that's her name. Anyways, I believe that she stays in the Forbidden Land for a long time, and since she has been brought back by Dorman, eventually she gets somehow corrupted by Dorman's influence and becomes the queen, and I'm not sure how she has a daughter. Maybe through some weird means she creates a daughter, and then here we are. That's my theory. And then sometime in the far future, after Eco, that there isn't so much of an influence, so then the creatures from The Last Guardian, the Trico creature, would have been a Colossus, but it hasn't been influenced, but they're still sort of... Oh, what am I doing? I gotta get a bomb first. So there's still, like, dark power around. I think there's still shadow creatures and whatnot. But Trico hasn't been influenced by that. And so... Eco is the redemption of the bloodline of Wander from Shadow of Colossus, and then Trico is the redemption of the Colossi. Okay, so now I light my stick. I don't know if any of that is correct, because none of the Last Guardian and Shadow of Colossus Eco connection has been confirmed from what I can find online. But that's my theory. A game theory! So in this area you have to fight lots of shadow creatures, and it's super annoying because they take Yorda far away and you have to run and get her. So I do my best to protect her. I'll just bring her down here by the door, and hopefully I can defend her from here. And immediately I'm knocked in my butt. No, don't take Yorda away. Okay, where's she go? I'll just run to where I think she is. Oh, there she is. Okay. So yeah, you got to get to her very, very quickly. And in this area, it seems like you got to make sure that she's taken out of the vortex or whatever it is all the way. Because the first time I went through this, I thought I had pulled her out, and apparently I didn't, so I game over. Oh, come on now. Good. I got to that guy. So you don't have to worry about those little spider shadow creatures. You only really have to worry about the big ones. But it's good to get rid of them when you have a chance. Because why not, right? Man, I wish my controller wasn't so noisy. It does pick up on the microphone, but since I also edit my audio recording to eliminate such things, no one will ever know. Someday I'll make a video about my editing process. I mean, I don't really need to since I bought this expensive fancy microphone. It's very quiet when I'm not speaking, but I found for editing purposes, it's a lot better to just mute the sections where I'm not talking. So it does add a little bit to the editing process, but I think it makes for a better quality audio presentation. I wish you could sit on these benches and get rid of the enemies that way. That would be great. Although, have I even ever tried it? She didn't come over. Come over to the bench. You're not coming over to the bench. Okay, I guess she doesn't want to do that because there are still enemies around. Are there still enemies around? Oh, I hear them. They're definitely still around. Where? I don't know. Okay. Whatever. I don't see any enemies. I'm gonna pull the box. I wonder why she wouldn't come over to the bench. That's very odd. Maybe I'll try that some other time, see if that defeats the enemies. I highly doubt it. I really don't think that they would make it that easy. No, stand over here, Yorda. Thank you. So now as soon as I go and do the thing I'm about to do, there's going to be more enemies. Super annoying. Can I avoid the enemies? I highly doubt it. Push the box. Come on, Yorda. No, come. Oh. So annoying. I'm going to try to go through the door as soon as I get her. Okay, run, run, run with me. Let's see if we can get through this door. So now what happens? Have I successfully avoided all the enemies? Huh. Well, that just happened. I will now keep that in mind as a useful strategy. I don't even know, are they even still here? They seem to be gone. Meanwhile, in the back of my mind, I'm like, no, they're going to pop out at any moment, and they're going to take Yorda, and I'm going to get a game over, and it's going to suck. All right. Don't think negative thoughts. Don't think negative thoughts. Okay, so we got Yorda over here. So I can swing over there, and if I get to the door quickly enough with Yorda, I can avoid some more enemies. So I'm going a little bit faster than I was before, but I'm still going to stop at the same save point, regardless of how quickly I get there. Which there's one coming up very, very soon after the windmill, which is featured in the box art. I guess that's one of the advantages of playing through several times, is that you can go slightly faster. So I really like this part, how you ride the windmill. Yeah, looking at my recording time here, I think I'm at least a few minutes faster than I was before. There's the save point. Yeah, I think I shaved off about 4 minutes, give or take. That's pretty good. Oh, I also noticed that the colors are correct using the OBS Studio. I had to like raise the brightness using the stream catcher, but with this one, everything seems fine. So I guess all these issues were a stream catcher issue. Let's just hope that once I get into editing everything together, that there aren't any further problems. Famous last words, I know. Okay, so I'm just gonna head to the save point here and end the video. So thank you very much for watching. This has been a Yesterday's Moose production, and I'll see you next time!